Hello, and welcome to Conversation with Grandma Polly. Did you know there's approximately 2.5 million grandparents raising grandchildren right here in America? Think about for that for a moment, and we will be right back.
Here come the big rig kids, y'all. Are you ready? Let's go. Here come the big rig kids. Roll with the big rig kids. Let's Sapphire the truck take you to such amazing places with the big rig kids. Those helpful big rig kids. See how they give and grow and get to know amazing things. Learn with the big rig kids, and you'll see how it is to have adventure days and hang and play with all your friends. Because the big rig kids know what it is to live a most exciting and inviting life is positive.
Hello, hello, hello. I want to welcome you again to Conversation with Grandma Polly. And before we get started, I have to thank my team. I've been away last week. My father died, and I thank you all for your texts, your calls, your cards, your inboxes, your prayers, everything that you guys offered and all the support that you guys did. But I have to thank Miss Felicia, my manager, for stepping up, my brother Kenneth, who's always in charge of the run of the show. You guys did an awesome job last week with Mr. John Baxter. I appreciate you all. I mean, words can never express how much I appreciate that. But I want you guys to come on in the room with us right now as we close out the month of October. And before we go any farther, I want you to imagine one thing for me. Imagine yourself being a grandmother, a sister, an aunt, or other relative who has raised your own children, and now you're in that mode of retirement. You're enjoying the rest of your life. Some of you are maybe, traveling or, just being at home. Think about the joy that is. And then all of a sudden, the task is this task that comes to you is a new change in your life where you're raising children once again. Think about that for a moment. And let's get our panel in here. Hey guys, and welcome. I missed y'all last week.
We missed you too.
Definitely.
I appreciate y'all so much. And during the time I was gone, y'all know I travel with my books because I never know who I'm going to run into. But anyway, some people from my hometown I happened to run into, and some of these people had actually bought my books. And someone walked up and said, okay, I know you got books, but what is it all about? So tonight we're going to be talking about who, the Big Rig Kids is, because there's people out there with one conception of it, when the Big Rig Kids to me is a whole movement. And with you two being on my team, all we going to do is make it better. That's it. The Big Rig Kids, I know what it is, but do one of you guys want to give a little background on it? Where it's not just me talking about myself.
I know he's going to let me go first, so I'll
You
talk
know it, right?
ladies first. So I know most people do not have any idea that you and I haven't known each other for a significant amount of time. We met in North Carolina when we came to a book fair. And you picked me up from the train station, and that's how we met. And you told me about the Big Rig Kids, and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so amazing. I can't wait to buy these books. And we ended up promoting both of our children's books at the same time. And you gave me so much advice about some of the things that you had already gone through, and how a lot of what you were experiencing is the reason that you wrote The Big Rig Kids with all of these children experiencing all of these different issues that aren't being talked about enough in our communities or in on television or anything, and that you really wanted to have something when you were driving the trucks. You really wanted to see something that was more reflective of folks who looked like us, because you didn't see that when you were driving around in those rigs. And that's where the Big Rig Kids came from. So that is, as my husband and daughter would call it, that's the Big Rig Kids origin story. So you can find out about that, of course, if you visit the website, which is thebigrigkids.org.
Yes, Felicia. Kenny, before we bring you in here, I have to touch on that because that's key. And if Miss Felicia touched on it, driving around this country, I would go in these truck stops. I'm a big advocate when it comes down to reading. And my grandkids would always ask, what you going to bring me? What you going to bring home? You know, all this stuff. And I would always go into the truck stops looking for books. But the only books I seemed to be able to find were books where children were represented through animals or through fruits. I'm not saying that the stories didn't have, fruit to it. They had lessons in them, but I wanted to see children who look like my grandkids, the other kids that live in the community, the other kids that live in this world, live in a melting pot. And even your bookstores, you'll go in and you'll find books with a lot of Caucasian kids in them, or maybe a book with one other race. Or even when I think back to Charlie Brown, you guys remember Charlie Brown? There was one little black kid in there throughout all those stories. And I felt like we were, and we're still underrepresented. And that was one of the reasons also, the Big Rig Kid came about, but a book series. It's a movement. And Kenny, when you came on, I want you to tell me a little bit about, what you found out about the Big Rig Kids and what you realized when you came on board with me.
When I came on board, I've always been on board with you ever since I was born, because you're the oldest. Let me get that out there right quick. But
yes.
When you first started telling me about the books, I was excited for you, truly excited for you. I didn't know what it all entailed. I know we talked on the phone a lot about it. You were telling me your ideas and how, okay, this book is going to be this. When I saw your first one manifested, I was like, wow, she did it. She did it. I was so proud of you. And then to have three come at four now, right? There's four total books. Yeah. To come after that. And I read the last one in one day. I couldn't put it down, man. I was like, it was an emotional roller coaster. I think emotions I never even knew existed. I felt every emotion that I knew, and then every emotion that I didn't know. I was like, what is this feeling? What is this? Asking myself certain things like that. But you encapsulated so much through all the races before children have a chance to be bombarded with ideologies and philosophies of other people, because it's showing their true nature and how they are all coming together to build and make a neighborhood beautiful and great. And that's, the plan for the world right there, as I see it, so I was on board every day one with you ever since I was born. So I'm gonna leave it like that.
And you funny, and I appreciate, what you just put out there. But what I was looking for from you is when each one of these books, not only is it a book that describes the things that's going on in our community and giving lessons in how we could pull together and build, but we are not just books, we are the community.
Mm-hmm.
And the true goal is to get the community involved.
Yeah.
And how we go out and we take these books like the Maria with sickle cell. We go in the community
And
and
did a
we
blood
create blood
drive.
drives.
Yeah. That was awesome.
So this is what I'm saying. It's so much bigger than the books.
It is.
We create the drives. Go ahead.
It is so much bigger than the books, because the capacity, it shows how everybody comes together, whether it's postpartum depression, racism, sickle cell, what's the other one? I lost my train of thought.
Homelessness, bullying.
Yeah, bullying it and all of that, and how people, the kids themselves, they bring their ideas, their natural gifts that before they've been bombarded with philosophies and ideologies about what they should and shouldn't do. Even like in the racism book, Corey's cousin, I think it was, and how he was,
Carter.
yeah, Carter, how his stepdad and his mom were subliminal racist. Well, the stepdad was a true racist, but the mom was just going with the flow more or less. But it showed and manifested up in Carter, and how Corey addressed that with him and his mom, their mom too, and they brought everybody into it. Even at the baseball game, and I'm not gonna spoiler alert because you gotta read the book. I'm telling you, it's an awesome. It's that book, the racism book. I mean, that every book floored me, but the racism book had me just emotionally overwhelmed. I was like, wow, Renee, she really captured the essence of what life is about and what people go through, and not only what they go through, but like you said, how we come together to overcome that. And it's not all about marching and protesting. It's having a plan behind the march and the protest to see things come to fruition.
Yes, and if we start within our communities, then maybe we won't have to march and protest.
Exactly. That's why I voted today, y'all. So get out there.
There you go. So when it starts in our communities, we have a responsibility. And Miss Felicia, I'm going to let you come in here and join in on some of, the community stuff that we do, because it's so much bigger than the community. We've done the Easter baskets, and we've worked with the grandmothers. We work with kids with backpacks. There's just so much more. So Miss Felicia, I'm going to let you jump in here and talk a little bit about some of the things we do with the bigger kids.
So I'm so excited to be a part, because I'm a new face to the scene, but I'm so excited to be a part, and this was the reason that I agreed to be Mrs. Renee's manager, was because I believe in the concept. I believe in the getting outside of the book and doing the grunt work. And I think it spoke to me so much because that's pretty much what I've done for, the bulk of my short career. And I love that. I love the blood drives. I love the holiday raffles that the funds go towards grandparents who are raising their grandchildren. Some through devastating losses.
Yes.
Yeah, helping people. she couldn't not jump in there. Yes.
Yes. And not to cut you off, and why I say yes is because just from my situation, I was raised from my grandparents from the time I was 3 months old. So to me, they became mom and dad. That's where that heart, that's where that bonding is. And my situation being with them was not from a bad situation. It was just from having a young mom. She was not a bad mom. She was just a young mom. But now that I'm older and get so much exposure to so many other things, you hear people, oh, that girl was fast. She out there having them babies. Oh, that girl out there sleeping with every man out there having the babies. No, 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 no. So many situations are horrible. I can share some of the stories with you guys that of the grandmothers that I have met. I have one grandmother that we've sponsored for the last 3, 4 years. She inherited her grandchildren because her daughter ended up in a bad situation. She ended up with 5 of them, y'all. This lady was 70 some years old. Could you imagine going from having already raised your children and now having to start all over again? Another family that I took upon my journey that really stood out to me. This daughter was murdered by her abuser, leaving 3 boys, 9, 11, and 12. Could you imagine being a 70-some-year-old grandmother, inheriting these children because someone murdered your daughter, and these kids are coming from another state to you, so the kids are uprooted out their environment. They actually witnessed their dad murder their mom, and they're having to come with grandma. So now they have their issues. Grandma inherited 3 children, and grandma don't even have time to breathe or even grieve because she got thrown into a situation.
Yeah.
People are so quick to put labels on. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's because of that. And you don't know until you know.
Right.
And so many issues we ignore in our communities. That's who the Big Rig Kids is.
Yeah.
Our homeless people. A lot of these people are well educated. They're very smart people. Life got the best of them. A lot of them are soldiers, and they self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. But we'll walk past them and say, oh, I ain't going to give them nothing to eat. I ain't going to give them that 50 cents that they asked for because all they going to do is go and buy drugs and alcohol. Well, guess what? That might be that one thing they need to get through that day to the next day. I'm not saying that it's right, but it's their life. Come on in, Miss Felicia, because I'll keep going.
I know. And you and I have this conversation all the time. So, we're talking to the viewers. I'd love to know what the viewers think about how important it is for us to try to make sure we're going a little more above and beyond. My pastor in Philadelphia used to say something that was people are concerned about therefore and no more. That's it. That means your immediate family, and that's it. And it's impossible for us to expect folks to get better. Our folks, anybody's folks, other communities, it's impossible for us to get better if we're not doing more to help, especially those who really, really need it. And we all have all these big ideas, everybody's doing this now and everybody's TikToking and reeling and everything else. And we really need to do a better job getting with other organizations, partnering with people, and trying to make sure that we're helping folks who need it. So
and it's very true. Sometimes I get reeled in. A lot of times my emotions get in the front of it because I don't like to see people hurt. I remember, a matter of fact, during the time when I was working on my second book, it was real cold in Charlotte, and they weren't opening up the heating centers. And this guy named Charles, he had put a call out on Facebook. He got with one of the churches, and he got with Red Cross, and the church allowed them to open up that gym. And they were bringing in beds from Red Cross, but they also needed volunteers there, people to work in the kitchen to cook for the homeless people to stay and help monitor, over the night, different stuff like that. And when I saw it, I told my husband, I said, we have to go. And we went to the center. I had jackets and stuff people had already donated, and we got there. And he was like, okay, at 10 o'clock, we're going to go out. Everybody that have cars and vehicles, we're going to go out and we're going to start picking these people up off the street and we're going to start bringing them here. And my van at that time would hold 5 people in the back, me and my husband in the front. And we're picking these people up. And I'll never forget this one guy that was in the van with us. And he was like, it's going to be so great to have a warm place to stay tonight. He said, I've been trying to get into the shelter all week. But of course, we know the shelters don't hold but so many of them. And I mean, he was just so grateful. And the one thing that broke my heart, this was a grandmother, and she had been on the street forever. And we tried to get this lady off of the street, and she kept telling us no. And I know she had to be in her 70s. She had on layers and layers and layers. And one of the guys says, that's Miss Betsy. He says, Miss Betsy not going to go. He said, Miss Betsy going to go and find a corner, and that's where she's going to stay. And at the same time, we had food, snacks, different stuff like that. This woman would not take the food from us. He says, what you're going to have to do is find a garbage can. Y'all will break my heart. Find a garbage can. And don't throw it in there, but, kind of sit it on the top. And she'll go and get it once you leave, and she'll eat it. And that broke my heart. That tells me this is somebody with more than just homelessness going on. You got some mental issues going on too, when it's like you said, Felicia, I am not licensed to treat somebody mentally, but we partner with these other organizations that are connected to these organizations that can handle somebody mentally. Now we're on to something.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing, right? We partner with organizations about sickle cell. We partner with organizations that help teen moms, and that help grandmoms, and organizations that prevent bullying, and that work with folks who have learning differences like dyslexia. We're just putting our hands out, and we're trying to reach out to other folks, other organizations, which I'm sure everybody who's watching knows somebody who has an organization that does something. There's no way that we should not be collaborating, because it ultimately makes your job as the head of the organization, it makes your job a lot easier, when you collaborate with other people. So I'm excited about all of what we have. We have a lot of work to do though. So I'm going to be even more excited with some more team members and committee members to help us with some of these things we're planning.
Definitely.
Yes, and it's just like you said, team members. Having teams and connecting with other people makes things so much easier. When Renee started this, it was Renee. And some of you guys out there like Carol Brown and Jackie Singleton and Lou Esther and Lena and my brother Kenny and my other siblings, when I would hit up on you guys and say, hey, we're doing a back to school drive. We're doing this to help these kids, who are in real need. Y'all would step forward and y'all would contribute. When we did the baskets for grandmas that were raising grandchildren at Mother's Day and COVID hit, it was supposed to be a whole banquet. But COVID hit, they ended up getting their baskets and we ended up delivering meals to them. But it was people like you guys out there who made the donations to help make it possible. And that's how I run things. A lot of it comes out of my pocket. Sometimes I have to squeeze the eyes on the dollar and it cries some tears, but we make it work. When you're really into something, You will do whatever it takes to make it happen. And that's who the Big Rig Kids is. And going back to that team thing, like I said, if I did not have Felicia and Kenny last week, there would not have been a show because I could not have been here. You can't add everybody to your team. You have to be very careful about that. And when you're doing that, you want people who are like-minded, where your visions line up together, and then you don't have that power struggle. Because it's possible. And once again, this is who the Big Rig Kids is. And my brother laughs at me all the time because he'll go, oh, Renee, you did an awesome job, or Renee, you did this, or Miss Felicia will go, oh, it's this. No, it's not Renee. It is the Big Rig Kids, it's the team. Because no man, what I say, Kenny?
Is an island.
No
Is an
man.
island.
No man is an island. And regardless of what it is you're trying to do, you're going to need somebody and other people.
This is true.
And that's some of the messages in these books, too. It's all about uniting. Now I'm going to shut up and let y'all talk.
Well, how about I like your hat.
Thank you, honey.
Kenny, don't.
What do you got? Oh,
my hat.
Lord.
Wow.
That is too much.
Oh, man.
But you know what it is. And Miss Felicia, oh, yeah, this is where I need you at. Right here, girl. I need you. I need you. I need you. I need you right here, and I'm going to roll it off. First off, I want to thank my audience for being here, and I want to thank the sponsors. You know, Simone Enterprises, an entertainment company, y'all are bomb. KJ Media Solution and TNT Real Estate, y'all the bomb. I already told y'all need videos, y'all need to buy a house. Kenneth is the man to get in contact with. But through all of that, Miss Felicia, you know we have the holiday raffle coming up because we have these grandmothers and we have these children, and with them, we just don't go and buy things. We provide the meal, but we also ask them for a wish list. And the stuff on these wish lists costs money. So will you please take a moment to tell them about our fundraiser?
And let me just back up real quick and remind everyone, if you're interested in being a sponsor, because you'll start seeing these little radio ads going across the bottom of the screen with our new sponsors. If you're interested in that, please make sure you let us know. You can do that in the messages below, or you can text the number that's on the screen if you're interested, because we have to talk about our business promo. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we need to move it. Okay, so the Big Rig Kids Grandparents Raising Grandparents Fundraiser. I'm sorry, Grandparents Raising Grandchildren Fundraiser. So we talked about this a little bit. This is for the promotion that we're doing, where we're helping grandparents who, you know, are struggling, so to speak, just to take care of these children when they've already taken care of their children, but they are so selfless. And thank God for those grandparents. Thank God for them. So we're going to have a live drawing. You see what we're giving away. Check it out. Tell a friend. Share this video. We're drawing a smart balancing electric scooter. Okay, so that's a hoverboard. You've seen it. You know, like what's his name, Kenny? Like Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Right. So we're raffling a hoverboard. And what's the retail price on that, Mrs. Renee?
$179.99, so it's $180.
Okay, so that's worth $180. You could buy 1 ticket, 3 tickets, or get real lucky, buy 5 tickets, and you could possibly win that. Or you could win a $100 Visa gift card. Always comes in handy. Or you could win a Big Rig Kids cup. 36-ounce cup, nice big one. You see Mrs. Renee's drinking it with her straw every now and then. Look, she getting in there.
Oh no, that wait a minute, Felicia, that's not this is mine. This is the big cup.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. There it is. Oh, beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And that cup is actually a handmade, that's a customized cup.
Customized cup.
I did not make this cup, but if you was to purchase this cup, and this is at the wholesale value, $65.
Okay.
So this is the lowest price item on the raffle board.
That's a big cup.
So
That cup's
$10, huh?
that cup's bigger than your head.
Yes, it is. It really is. I mean, you could fill this with water and or whatever and take it to work
Or
and
whatever.
drink out of it all day. And it holds hot and cold liquid.
Holds hot and cold, which is even better. Yeah, because some of them don't do that. They only hold one,
Mhm.
so it's really good. So live drawing. We're doing the drawing on here, right? On Facebook
Yes,
Live. Okay, live
on
drawing
Facebook Live.
on November 24th at 7 p.m. Okay,
Yes.
so get your tickets. Share this with a friend, please, and thank you. Share it, share it, share it. All you do is hit that arrow on the bottom, and you can share it to your page, to your news feed. That's your own personal page, to a group that you may be a part of. But share it, because this is you have to see, and I think we should, maybe if we redact some of it, you have to see the wish list from some of the children, of some of the
Yes.
things they want and need. It's very powerful. I know when I saw it for the first time, I was like, wow, it made me say, somebody is telling you that they need this. They need some help, So if you have 10 coats, there's no reason in the world that you shouldn't feel compelled, have it to give, to buy a child a coat. We do it every year. So it's really, really important. The raffle is just a fun way to make it a little bit mutually beneficial, even though it shouldn't be. So $10 for one ticket, $20 gets you 3 tickets, and spice it up a little bit and spend $30 and get 5 chances to win one of these amazing prizes. And if you need Zelle or Venmo or all of the other stuff that's out there, if you need to use that, just text the number there, 404-500-701.
Yes. And before we go into the business promo, like Miss Felicia said, the wish list from these kids. I haven't seen the one for this year yet. We won't get that until in November, but it was just so impressive. These kids were asking for underwear, socks, coats, hats, gloves. The 3 brothers, they wanted a computer and skateboards. I mean, it wasn't anything extravagant, anything way out of this world. It's just simple stuff that we take for granted every day. So when it comes down to that, and the grandmother didn't ask for anything. She did not add one thing to the list, but we took care of her. We got her some pampering stuff and nice bathrobe and slippers and a massage, because that was just a day for her to get away for herself.
She deserves
So
so
y'all
much.
come on, let's get on those tickets, because it's them now, and it could be us the next minute. Things happen fast. You never know where it's going to hit next. So, Ms. Felicia, let's go into this business promo. That's the other exciting part of it.
Okay, so the business promo. We annually, what the Big Rig Kids organization does is free holiday promotion. Some people don't believe you when you tell them that. We're free holiday promotion, not just for businesses. So, yes, if you own a business and have a business license, that's wonderful. But we want to support everyone. We want to support artists, all genres, visual artists, music artists, actors, models, service organizations. If you have an event coming up, we want to support everyone across the entire board. If you have something to sell or an organization that you want to talk about an event, or you're being showcased somewhere, we want to give you an opportunity to do a short promo during the Conversations with Grandma Polly. So we have a registration link that we will put below. Uh, but you can, if you have not already, we actually have several folks who've already put their information on the last post that we sent out. You can put your product or your service or your music or your artistry. You can put it in the comments, either on that post or even here. And you can also comment friends and family members that who we all know somebody who's doing something. So many people got away from working a 9 to 5 and said, after COVID, I need to work for myself. What are they doing? We want to be able to promote them. And then there's a possibility that you could have a full interview, depending on what it is that you have going on and your interest in partnering with the Big Rig Kids organization. So we're really excited about that. So comment your friends' names, tag somebody, share this with somebody who could use some support, because people need that, some genuine support. We stop scrolling through your Instagram and clicking on, all of these famous people who do not need your support. We need your support. Small businesses, small organizations, nonprofits, artists, musicians, models, actors. So let's support each other. We are very, very excited about the holiday promos, just in time for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever. So we're very, very excited about that. And you'll see after this post a new flyer with additional details on it. But comment.
Yes, yes, yes. And Miss Felicia, you are so right. A lot of times we'll support Jay-Z coming to town, or Beyonce going to be here, or that, or whatever. And there is nothing wrong with that. But it is your small businesses that keep your community going. And when I try to support small businesses as much as I can, sometimes I buy stuff that I don't need, stuff that I don't even want. But what I do, I give it away. It's like my niece was selling popcorn for some fundraiser thing for school. I didn't want the popcorn, but I paid for the popcorn and told them to donate it to, somebody else who would like to have it or whatever. It's just the fact of supporting. We'll say that, they won't bring these businesses to our towns, or it won't do this, but then you got these small businesses in your town where people are running out of their home. We see it on Facebook all the time. People selling crab legs, fried fish, all this stuff. But if we don't support them, how are they going to become a big business?
Right. How do you think that all of those major folks, we talked about that last week with John, you have to know that Spike Lee and Issa Rae and all of them, they started with something small that they did at their community theater, perhaps. So we have to be authors. I didn't mention authors for the promo. Of course, authors
Right.
as well. So authors.
How could we miss that, girl?
Well, it was understood. I didn't have to say it, but I'm saying it now. So, but yeah, absolutely, authors. If you tell me that you wrote a book, I bought a book from a friend, Joseph Norris, and it's a scary book. I don't even watch scary movies.
And we watch scary movies.
I'm definitely not going to read a scary book, but it doesn't matter. So what I did was exactly what you said. I supported his book, and we're going to donate and do an auction and a giveaway and an exchange with all of the books that I've bought over the last 20 years, which is like 1,200 books. So we have so much stuff coming up, but I support it. Like you said, I support the effort of someone getting dirty and making a huge decision, especially of leaving a 9 to 5 and trying to work for yourself and leave your family with a legacy. That's really, really important. And that's why we have the BizNet, our professional platform, where we put all these people together who we partner with inside of a platform where we can all partner and support each other and everything. It's amazing. And we're up to 150 members, I saw this morning.
And to all of you guys out there watching, if you have a business idea, or you have a child or another family member that has a business idea, push them, support them, direct them in our direction. Because with the Big Rig Kids, when I first started these books, ooh, Lord, y'all, let me tell y'all, all I knew was I was going to write. I had to start finding people who had done what I had done before. And I'm still learning a lot about the business. So if someone came to me and say, hey, Renee, I want to do this. Can you help me? Can you point me in the right direction? Yeah, what is it you need? How can I help you? Because I believe in each one, teach one.
Absolutely.
And if I'm going to learn it and keep all the knowledge to myself, there's no purpose behind it and it's in vain. Everything that I learn, I want to pass on to someone else to help them get to their next level. And that's what the Big Rig Kids is. That's how these kids operate in the book. They operate together as a team. It does not mean that they don't have conflict.
Right.
Because each book has a conflict.
Right.
But it shows that these children can have conversation. It shows that these children can come together. And it shows that these kids can arrive to a solution together. And it shows how they get out there in the community to make their community a better community. Because if we're fighting and tearing down, then nobody's going anywhere. But if we're building each other up, man, there's power in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
As we can tell, right? This is what we've been talking about with voting and everything. We know the power because we see the change. So if you want to be a proponent of the change, then you got to get on board and you have to support each other. There are going to be some people who it may be a good idea to let them figure out, because I'm a firm believer in just because you're not here right now, it doesn't mean that you won't ever get there. So maybe this year I don't want to do business with you. Maybe it's just this time. We may have had a conflict, and that's okay. But we're big boys and girls, so conflicts happen. But perhaps next time when you show me that you've gotten things better situated and handled, because we've all been there, then I'll come back. I'll circle back to you. I'm not one that'll say, oh, I'm never doing business with so-and-so again. No.
Oh,
No.
Lord, she's teaching me that because I don't have the patience. And we have to be honest about it.
Absolutely.
We have to know our limitations and we have to know who we are. Because if you come to me and say, this is what I want, and I'm putting my all into it, and then all of a sudden you just drop out of the scene, Felicia working on me with that when I put it like that.
I was a teacher, a college professor. So where young people are during that time of their lives, because we've all been there. Some of us were just a lot more disciplined than others because that's what we were taught and that's how we were raised, and the environments we were in were more conducive to that. Some of our environments were not. I'm grateful because mine wasn't conducive to that much either. I just had a few other folks who were helping me out. So
Mm-hmm.
dealing with the younger people, it probably has increased my patience more than most, because it was ongoing. And I deal with them all the time. But you know what I tell them? I just told one of my old students, I said, now listen, the phone worked both ways, right? Mama used to say that. The phone works both ways. You can't just call me when you need something, because now I feel like I'm being used. And that's a different emotional feeling. That's not about business. That means you're hurting my feelings when you do that. So I've had to say that a couple times, because if you don't tell them, they won't know.
Oh, so that's what it was that I was going through. You hurt my feelings. Okay, you help me understand. Miss Felicia, you help me understand. And I tell you all the time, I says, I'm not a trainer.
Yeah.
I could never be a trainer because I don't have the patience. I feel like after it's been shown to you umpteen hundred times, and you're not showing me the interest that, okay, I got it a little bit or I don't have it at all. And like you said, you're not putting in that extra work. Okay, we're going to get on this call. We're going to do this. We're going to get together and we're going to do this. But if you never show up and you're never available, then it's like, okay, we're not going to waste my time. We're not going to waste your time. You go do you, and I'm going over here, and the world is big enough for both of us. And Miss Felicia is kind of working on me a little bit with that. But yeah, I'm just keeping it real. I just feel like, there should be some level of responsibility and accountability when you're saying this is what you really want.
Absolutely. It should. But some people gonna need up to 101 times. It might just be that one time that might get them where they need to be. Might not be. But I try I'm one of those people that I'll try to give you a chance, and then I'll tell you, but I understand what you're saying. And this is a reason that the BizNet, our professional network that you can sign on, and become a member. It's free. Once again, we have to let people know that, because free.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it? It's free. Okay, because we're working together. But just because it's free doesn't mean that you don't come with your best Sunday suit on either. So it's really important. You're coming, you create a profile, you're going to have the option to engage with other members who are from all walks of life, managers, agents, entrepreneurs, artists, musicians, authors,
Mm-hmm.
sommeliers, all types of folks, media management folks, marketing folks. All of these people have come together into one space, not on social media, but one virtual space. And we have
Mm-hmm.
programs where we help the younger folks, or the folks who are younger in their business, because just being young doesn't qualify you to get mentorship. You may be young in your business, and we be able to help or put you and partner you with somebody who may have already done what you're interested in doing, and vice versa. So it's really, really exciting to see how our little community is growing. We have forums where people may ask a question in a post, or put up something inspiring on a post, or auditions are on there. So if you have friends who are actors and actresses, or voiceover people, and all those, sometimes we post audition announcements in there. We've just taken all of our collective experience, and we put it into energizing this BizNet professional platform. So we welcome folks to be a part. I got a couple of messages from people from our last conversations when we talked about it, and they text the number, and it goes to our uh, business line. So I got the message, said, I have a son and he's interested in doing this, and let me know how you can help. And I'll pop in the Zoom with you in a minute. I'm like the Zoom queen since COVID. So I'll pop in the Zoom.
Yes, Lord.
And if you're having some trouble getting to it, we can take over your screen and help you get to it. We meet people where they are. which I think is why we get such good reviews from folks, because we want everybody to prosper, and that's just being real honest about it. So I'm excited about everything that we have. If you haven't joined our BizNet platform, please go to SimoneENT.com. You don't know how to spell my name as it's pronounced yet. It's SEAMONEENT, like entertainment.com, SimoneENT.com. So we are so excited to be in partnership with the Big Rig Kids organization, KJ Multimedia Solutions. We're so excited. See, he's putting it up for me. That's what I'm talking about. That's a team right there. You see that my name going across the bottom of that screen? Everybody needs that in their life, to be able to have somebody to put your name up under your picture. So I'm so excited about that. Thank you, Kenny.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That is for real, for real. Anybody have any questions out there, ladies? Feel free to ask questions, because we're building, and people would ask, who is the Big Rig Kids? So I hope it helped to bring some understanding tonight, and exactly who we are. Like I said, I started off by myself, but as things started to grow, it was something I could not do by myself. And I had to start bringing people in. And one thing I do know, like I said, you have to be particular in who you bring in, but you still have to bring that team. Because when you start dealing with these big companies and you go in and you use the terminology, that's a deal killer right there. You go in and you use the terminology, we, us, you'll be surprised at what doors will be open for you, because it's showing that you're not this selfish person who just has this baby that you just had and you just want to sit there and hold it and spoil it and babysat it all day. You have to find some people who you can trust enough to hold your baby. And that's a big thing for me. And between my brother and Miss Felicia, I've had some people who jumped on board when it first started. They were gun ho. Oh, I like the idea of this, that, whatever. And because the money wasn't coming in as fast as they thought it should have, you're going to find out if they ain't the right one for you, they're going to start falling to the wayside. And that's okay, because at that time, they serve that purpose that you need. Everybody serves like right now, Miss Felicia is serving a purpose in my business. My brother Kenny back there is serving a purpose in my business. They're serving the purpose that I need. And Miss Felicia talks about it sometimes. Even with her own daughter, she said that she was able to get her daughter to a certain point in life. And that was her role in it. Now her daughter has gotten to another point in life where she had to turn them over to somebody else. So when you get these people that come and they leave, there was a lesson in it. It served its purpose.
Right.
So, that's how it go. And I'm going to bring Kenny back. Kenny, you've been sneaking in and out tonight. You've been quiet.
Because y'all ladies are so beautiful. Your words are so endearing and so true. It resonates deep, and it's about what you guys are doing is actually what the Big Rig Kids are. We are the Big Rig Kids. We are FRK. Felicia Renee
So what's
Kenny.
Felicia? Wait a minute. Felicia Renee Kenny. You said that to me a couple of times, and I was trying to figure out.
Over you.
I got it. I was slow today. I got it now.
We're BRK, but we're FRK.
Yeah. So, I get it now. Y'all forgive me. You said it, and it just went. Whoop. I got it now.
Oh boy! But
I appreciate it.
It is what the Big Rig Kids is all about. Is what we've come together and collaborated on as a whole too. And I know we have other things going on in our lives at times too, but we still get together that once a week at least to go over things and discuss what the agenda is for the week and things like that. And I gotta say, Renee, you know you're amazing. I love you, everything you're doing. But Miss Felicia, I say Miss Felicia now. Oh my God. But bringing her in on was such a godsend, man. Her tenacity, her everything. She just knows like the knowledge behind the business, behind the scenes stuff, and how to approach it, how to attack it, how to make it come out in the way that you want it to come out in, you know. And it's a
And that's
beautiful thing.
key.
It is key. It is definitely key
That's
because you can
key.
have all the talent in the world, you can, but if
You
you're
just
not
took it
getting
out of my
out,
mouth.
you know. So hats off to you, Miss. Hats off to you, Felicia.
Yeah, you took it out of my mouth because not to praise my own self, but when it comes down to the stories are great. The publications are great. The illustrations are extraordinary. That's my area,
Mhm.
the creating part. But to venture off into the areas of building the business as you go, there are so many different layers and levels. You have to figure that out for somebody else. You have people who can run a business but have no creativity in it.
Mhm.
Why do you think these big companies hire all these marketing companies to create these ads and advertisements and all that stuff? Because no man's an island. Everybody has their own
Lane.
specialty area. And what I like about Felicia, Kenny, you and I have been together about 2 years. You know, Felicia just joined us not too long ago. And I would send stuff to Kenny because he's my brother, y'all. And he's that kind brother. Oh, Renee, this is nice. Oh, Renee, yeah, I like that, sis. I sent this flyer to Miss Felicia, y'all. And I had some clouds behind it. I thought it was cool. You know, I thought it was cute. I was making the flyer for last week's show. Kenny gonna say, ooh, that's nice.
I
Felicia
have
say,
my
we look
glasses
like we
on
dead. She said,
with the clouds in the sky.
Miss
Yeah.
Felicia said, we look like we dead. And I
We
was
do.
like, well, then doggone it, tell me how you really feel. Let me go back and add some wings to it.
It was like obituary. I was like, I don't want to be on there. Not yet. Thank you,
And
though.
that's
But
brutal honesty that we need. Yeah.
yeah, but I appreciated that. And I laughed. And I had just lost my dad. And I was trying to make this flyer before I go home so we could get it out. And when
That's
she
why the
said that,
clouds in the sky.
I was like, well, doggone it, tell me how you really feel. Me go back and add some wings to it. And that's the part. You have to be able to
Accept it.
accept constructive criticism in order to
Grow.
move forward.
Yeah.
And I would rather somebody tell me the truth than to have me put stuff out there and then it got all of us looking like a fool.
Right. And we
And
don't
I
have to agree.
appreciate that you.
We don't have to
Huh?
agree, and we don't have to agree on every single thing.
Right.
They're suggestions, and you are very open to suggestions, and you want people like that. You don't want people to just say yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes all the time because you'll be yesing forever trying to figure out why you're still in the same place that you've been for a long time. You
Yeah.
want people to be honest with you, and I respect that you respect that that's how we do things because
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's important. And I appreciate both of you. Kenny, I'm gonna take you on the road with me. You give me another shout out like that, my man.
Oh man. I'm telling
Say,
you, it's Renee and I. Um, I was treating it more like when I told her I'll be behind the scenes, do whatever she need. You know, whatever I can do for her, I was going to help her behind the scenes. But I would be telling her, "This is your baby, Renee. This is your baby." I wouldn't. I couldn't really define the ideas like when I'm doing it for myself is one thing, but to try to explain it to her for herself, it's a different market first of all, and then it was like, okay, I don't. But I would. I, we weren't communicating effectively, is what it was. But and
Just
stuff was good.
Because you know why?
Why?
First of all, you my brother. Second of all, you don't know how to be rude to people. You don't. You always left that up to me.
makes sense now.
Oh my goodness.
I'm being honest. You don't know how to be rude to people, and you a husband. You ever seen that comedian said, when you're married, you never say no, you just go
No.
yes, 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 yes. So
Oh my God.
you a husband. So that's what he was doing to me, Miss Felicia. And I'd be like, no, Kenny, come on. I said, this the idea, but it is more to it than this. And
Yeah.
he'll go like, Renee is fine. I was like, no, I appreciate all you do, but I really need somebody who's just going to say, you know what? I ain't gonna let you do that to yourself because that don't even look right or that don't sound right. That's just like having that friend who gonna tell you going out, but they dress from head to toe and telling you look good when you toe up from the floor
No,
up.
I wouldn't say all that. No, I wasn't.
No, I'm
that.
not saying
No.
that's what you do, but I'm saying having Felicia, I'm just comparing
Yeah.
to having not with you, but I'm saying that's who Miss Felicia is.
Yeah. She
The
definitely
kind
awesome.
that will tell you,
Yeah, because she
But
has
Felicia, my feelings was hurt. I'm still going back and make no clouds.
Don't put
no,
me on him.
she has that. She has that.
I
Felicia
laughed
has
so
that.
hard that night. I needed that. I laughed so hard at you that night. I was like, well, dang, I didn't think of it that way. But yeah, I want honesty.
I did tell you that the picture needed some orange in it because it was just blue.
Yeah, but you did not tell me that we looked like we were in heaven.
Because you were going through what you were going through, so I didn't, you know.
I didn't relate the two.
I did. I was like, why she got these clouds? She feeling heavenly right now.
Heavenly.
And I just connected those two, which is my bad. But I was like,
I didn't
because
relate.
it was.
I did after she said that.
But every
But
flyer you've
before,
ever
I did
done,
not connect the two.
but every flyer you've ever done was blue and orange. It incorporated your brand colors. And then I was like, a sky. But then I thought about what was happening at the time. So
Because we were talking about being that eagle and flying, right? So,
not eagle.
so I mean, and I really needed that laugh. I was like, well, they ain't tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
I'm going back and add some wings to it.
We need to recap, right? We need to recap.
I like that, but
Yes,
I love how she
yeah,
brings it.
Felicia.
She always brings it in a way to where you're open to hear. She's, can I make a suggestion? May I make a suggestion? And it's just like, wow, it wasn't rude. She didn't come off telling you, what kind of bull is this? She's like, can I make a suggestion? And it's always the way she comes at you is like, yeah, you just open up like a book for her. Yeah, what else? You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
like she's got the people
awesome.
skills, man. Definitely got those people skills.
Yes, she do.
You know?
Yes, she do. And going back to the recap because we were having fun. It's 8:03.
Oh yeah, it is.
So once again, I want to thank you guys for sponsoring me. Simone Enterprise Entertainment Company, KJ Multimedia Solutions, and TNT Real Estate. Remember, guys, we put out there that we have BizNet and we have these sponsors. And I want to remind y'all, follow us on social media. Tell your friends about it. The only reason we here chatting and shooting the breeze tonight is because there were a couple of people who said that they did not understand that it was just more than books. And I hope it has been informative to you. And next week we got a treat with Ramona Big Eagle Kenny.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Because next month is Native American Month, and we're gonna open with that. You can hear me?
Yeah.
because I couldn't hear y'all for a second. Okay, we're gonna open with that, and we've dealt with domestic abuse this month, and we've dealt with cancer. Keep those things in mind. I hope it gave you something positive that you could pull something from and apply to your life. And I'm gonna shut up and let Kenny and Miss Felicia close this thing out.
After you.
Go on, Kenny. You always want to push Felicia out there.
No, it's ladies
did.
first.
He
It's
did.
always ladies first.
I was first.
There's another lady.
And I'm just going to say thank you so much and good night.
Are you
Now come on, Ken.
Oh my goodness. Yes, thanks so much for everything. I love you, sis. I love you, Miss Felicia. I think you ladies coming together is I don't know what it is, but it's like that object, the immovable object, and the force that won't stop, and they come and create something beautiful. You know, it's like it's awesome to see this chemistry birth itself and turn into and manifest whatever it is. And I'm just gonna be watching like this in the background. But you got
No,
my
I ain't
face
watching.
on.
You're a big part of it. And they
No,
tell us we
I get
cannot
that.
work together.
I get that.
They
I
say
get that.
we
I
can't
know
work together.
I know my place.
You got a big place. You just don't know it yet. And
Oh,
Carol and Jackie, yeah, I have to. I have to shout out Carol and Jackie. Carol and Jackie is here when no one else is here. And I saw Jamie checked in little while ago. And Jamie Snowdees, I really do appreciate you. I've seen you in our audience a couple of times. Felicia, thank you for them stars. Y'all get them stars out there. Jackie and Carol.
thank you, Jackie.
Jackie, you here in Georgia. So I want you to remember this. When I take my brother and Miss Felicia out for dinner for the holiday, I'm going to invite you to meet us up there so you could meet the whole team. Jackie graduated with me.
Oh, okay. What's up, Jackie?
And I think I saw Jackie one time since graduation. Carol, if you're in town, I ain't telling you make no special trip, Carol. But if you come up here to see Donnie, your sister, I will include you in that, but you're going to have to let me know ahead of time, and we're going to go ahead and plan it because you two young ladies are so loyal. I want to include y'all in when I take Miss Felicia and Kenny out for our holiday brunch. Y'all get lunch. We go into Burger King. Y'all just don't know.
Hey, I want the Impossible Burger. I'm putting mine out there right now.
I just tease her, but we're going to do lunch sometime in December, and I would love for Jackie to join us because Jackie is here on every show. That's loyalty.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yes.
That is real loyalty. So I'm going to thank you all. I love y'all.
Hold up.
Peace out. See
you see
y'all
what she
next week. Same
Yes.
time, same place.
You see what Jackie said,
Love
right?
y'all.
See what
Yes,
Jackie
it is.
said?
Huh?
See what Jackie said?
She
Yes,
said,
it
yes,
is.
it is, Kenny.
Everything I said tonight, she agrees with.
Jackie, we got to talk.
Anyway, don't forget to buy the raffle tickets. Support grandparents.
That's right. Support the
Yes,
grandparents for the
yes,
holidays. Support them, period.
And we're going to
but for
post it on the
holidays-
page.
Yes, we
That
will.
flyer will be posted on our pages.
And
We
join
love
the
you guys.
business.
All right. Love y'all.
Thank you.